Welcome back, you guys. Tonight we're going to be working on a CZ75 P-07. Let me take you through the process of what we're trying to achieve to give you a better understanding of what you're watching as it unfolds. Customer came to me, local individual, with an idea of something that they want to have done. I have not done a lot of the 07s, so this is definitely going to be an opportunity to turn something out that you guys have definitely not seen and some work that I have not done. So good opportunity here. But one of the things I want to say is, since the original date when the individual came by, we wrote up a slip of what we wanted to have done. We've since changed our minds a couple times along the way, which is nothing wrong with that. This happens to be something we haven't done before, so other and better ideas sometimes bring themselves to the surface before we get the project started and during the project. So what we discuss now may not end up being the end result. We may end up taking a turn in the middle of the project, and we may end up with something else at the end, but either way, it's going to be impressive. I'll guarantee you that. So first thing we're going to start with is the optic cut on the top rear. We're going to lose that factory dovetail. That's going to go away. We're not going to be adding another dovetail back to the slide. So that's going to be a total optic rear section up here. On the front zone, what we're going to do is we are going to cut a port, so we're going to be able to see some nice barrel up here. I don't know whether we're going to do an outside step down and then a hole in the center. I'm not 100% sure. Might just do just one center hole. I don't know what we're going to do just 100% on that yet. We're going to play that one by ear as it unfolds. To continue on with the CNC portion of this before we get to the laser work, we have decided to leave the CZ all the way up to the logo on this side, so you can kind of see that here. We're going to leave this alone. And what the idea here is that we want to knurl the sides, but we don't want to knurl from the nose all the way to the rear serrations, because we don't really think we can achieve all that great on this side, because from here back it's pretty well bland, because we've got so much. I mean, it's pretty plain. We got the barrel, we got your extractor and stuff, so it comes out being where, like, there's not a lot we can do on this side between this zone. So what we've decided to do is leave this alone up and through here, and then basically from here forward we'll knurl. So you're going to see this knurled zone here, you're going to see this knurled zone over on this side as well. So from here to basically here you're going to see knurled, and then we're going to add a little bit of knurling, what would be in front of the optic. So the optic's going to be up in here, like this area, right? And we're going to have a little zone here. So we're going to knurl this the best we can. Now this is dome shaped, so it comes up being one of those deals where we're going to have to cut it fairly deep in order to get the knurling we're after. Otherwise we'll have some tails left over. We're going to do our best to see what we can do on that without, you know, making it extremely square on the top right there. But we're going to see what we can do. And then we happen to have laser work, and the laser work is going to be pretty advanced overall. So let's discuss that. We're going to end up doing a window all the way through here. So we're going to do a step down. It's going to come from kind of like here to where it says duty. We're not going to cut into the duty. So we're going to end up doing a step down here. Then we're going to end up doing a window and another window. And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. So you're going to basically see a step down. This zone won't be touched because that side has duty over there. So we're going to leave that alone. And then we'll have a window. So be able to see through there. Now that's fairly thick. Okay, so it doesn't look to be that thick there, but you have to remember that the window's actually going to start down here. So we're going to get up into this pretty thick zone area here. It's going to take some time, obviously, to cut through that. It's hardened steel, through hardened steel at best. So it's not going to be a quick process overall. It's going to be a very intricate-based, advanced project in order to see some barrels. So that's going to be pretty cool. Now, we're going to set this down because we've got some more stuff we're going to do. We're going to be running a diamond pattern around the barrel, and then we're going to have some logo work that we're actually going to be doing. So we're going to be doing some logo. I have to look at the work order. I can't remember if it's on the top or the side, or the top and the side, but I definitely know that we have some logo stuff that we're going to be doing here. I believe that the barrel is going to end up being sent out and having it coated. I don't know the coating that they're going for as far as the color goes, but I have a feeling that that's kind of where this barrel is headed. So it's going to be headed out. So we're going to end up doing some laser work all the way around the barrel. We're going to doing the top of the barrel. And then last but not least, and I don't know if this is ever actually going to mature into anything. I have a lot of tests to run between now and the end of this video. You guys won't see that, but we may actually end up doing laser stippling on the CZ frame itself. Now, if we were to do this, we have the parts bagged right now because we don't know what we're doing with it. But if we were to do this, it would only pretty much be in the gripped area that's here now. We wouldn't be going up into the sides. We won't be going up into this curvature area. We would be keeping it somewhat basic for what it is. I have not seen a lot of the laser stippling on the CZ frames out in the wild. So in other words, I've seen a lot of the hand stippling. Hand stippling is on everything, but I have not seen a lot of what would be your laser stippling. So hopefully that matures into something. We are going to run some samples. I do have another CZ here that's mine. It's a P10. I don't know if the composition makeup of the polymers is the exact same. It's probably close. So I'm going to probably sample stuff out on mine, which I don't know if you guys will see that. You might. And then if everything seems like it's going okay, then we'll probably end up doing a cleanup. We'll end up cleaning this up here, and then we'll end up running a pattern on here as well, something that's probably going to match the barrel, something that's going to match the slide. Then, of course, we're going to be doing coloring. So, guys, overall, this is a very big, advanced build. Let's just take our time. Let's work our way through it. If there's something that in the middle of this project that seems like I want you guys to know and or see or understand, I'll slow it down a little. We'll talk about that, we'll show that, and then we'll resume at regular speed. So first and foremost, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get over to the Tormach 770. We are gonna see if we can get that, all that work done, which would be the optic cut your holes and then your knurling down through the sides, your knurling on the top. So we're gonna see how that turns out. More than likely, we'll do a sandblast, we'll do a little bit of a cleanup, and we will bring it back before we actually get to the laser portion of this build. But guys, let's go ahead and get that CNC work knocked out. Alright guys, let's take a look and see exactly how this came out in the end as our final product. I am loving the way the slide, the barrel, and the frame all come together. They really complement each other extremely well. Let's talk about those individual things a little bit better. So, went ahead and added the Vortex Venom to the top rear. We removed that factory dovetail. We ended up with a nice proportional amount of meat left over between where the hammer is and where the optic is, so it didn't just look like they were crowded in this zone. And we were able to remove that factory dovetail without leaving any of the little fragments or the remnants left over. Sometimes they're difficult to remove and get rid of because they're so far back or there's some kind of an issue underneath. We were able to clean that up extremely nice. It looks very, very clean in the back section, so I'm really pleased with the way that came out. And then we were able to add that knurling. So we still had enough room in the front to add the knurling. That was one of the reasons why we put this so far to the back, was to be able to get that knurling. We added that knurling also to The sides down through here, I think they complement each other extremely well, the way in which they're on the sides and on the top. It's a really nice flow. We also left the CZ75 P-07 kind of untouched. We wanted to still leave that alone. We left the duty alone on the side, so it's still one of those where the slide is still marked from the manufacturer of what it is. And one of the reasons we left this zone alone was because on this side we had this big open area where the extraction would take place, where your shells would eject. So we ended up leaving this zone alone over here as well. I think it just flows extremely well, where we were able to keep the text, and we were also not forced to kind of do some work in the zone that maybe we didn't really want to do or wouldn't really show all that great in the end. So definitely a nice choice there by the customer in order to choose the areas in which they wanted to see the work done and stay away from the areas that we just didn't think we needed to touch. Last but not least, we ended up doing a hole on the top of the CNC to show some nice barrel. Very, very nice. We definitely wanted to have a window to complement the other side ones. Now on to the laser work. We ended up doing a lot of laser work on the slide and the frame here. It was a pretty big chore because we ended up drawing this up. We wanted something that would match, the sides would match the top, that would show some nice barrel. One of the things that you're gonna realize over time if you watch a lot of my videos is that you're only gonna get precision work like this with a laser. You can only get points, you can only get corners with a laser. They cannot be performed with a CNC machine. CNC machines use a round cutter, and lasers have superior accuracy on the design. So that's why we end up using them. Sometimes it can be a cost thing because there's a lot of time that has to be ran in order to get those down and make them look the way that they are. But in the end, they look beautiful, and we can do patterns that only can be performed with the CNC. So really pleased with the way that came out. You can see some nice barrel here. We've got some barrel, and then of course we have some more barrel here. Let's do it this way. Barrel. That's going to look nice. I'm pretty sure the customer is going to be going with a tin polished barrel from K&M Blasting. I highly recommend that you use those guys. They are what I would consider to be one of the best that offers it as a service. So definitely reach out to them if you happen to have anything. That's exactly what's going to be done with here. We're going to do that on the barrel. That'll be a tin polish. So we ended up going with the snake on the top. Okay, just the head. Very cool, nice and deep. That'll be able to be shown really cool. Then we ended up adding the CZ logo back to the barrel. So the barrel actually only has like a really small CZ logo on it. So we ended up cleaning that all off. We ended up putting that back on there on this side. I think it was a good choice, something that kind of filled the area. And guys, definitely expect to see pictures of this as it's been completed with the barrel on our Instagram. I'm sure the customer will send me some whenever it comes back. So definitely an opportunity there to see a final picture. Now on to the frame. The frame was a challenging aspect. So challenging, in fact, and so much content, in fact, that tonight, when we release this video, we actually released the video of the frame. This is the first CZ I've ever seen laser stippled. I've seen a lot of hand stippling ones, but not a lot of laser stippling. We ended up skipping that in the video because we did a dedicated video for it. So it come out being one of those deals where there's just a lot of content there, the preparation, the disassembly, the reassembly. You should probably go and watch that video. If you like the stippling portions of these, go and watch the video. There's a lot of good content on there. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to watch just the stippling video because that's kind of what they're after. Definitely a clean look. Very, very clean. We ended up shaving the sides down, so we don't have these little knobby things. We don't have the logo anymore. We don't have the finger grooves here anymore. Overall, just very pleased with the way that it came out over the factory image. Definitely some hurdles. There was definitely some challenges overall in there. Go and watch the other video. We discuss those. We talk about them a little bit greater. We give you a better understanding of what's involved if you were to decide to have something like that done, or maybe even if you're trying to do it yourself. So definitely feel free to watch that and learn some cool stuff. All right, guys, well, hopefully you enjoyed that content. There was a lot of good and new stuff in this build. There's just stuff that we haven't done before. It was a project that we haven't had the opportunity to turn out until now. It's always a struggle. I'm going to be honest with you. Every one of these new ones, we got to disassemble, we got to reassemble, we got to figure out how it's going to work, we got to make sure we don't break anything. There's always a challenge, and I enjoy the challenge, and I enjoy developing the storyline as it unfolds, right? So that's kind of the idea for you guys. I think that's one of the reasons why you guys come back. We get to see some new stuff that nobody else has done before. You get to see it here first, so it's the same place. You just keep coming back for the newest, latest, and greatest content, and we get to work on some new things. That's you know, pretty cool on my end. So my recommendation for you is to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. If you have subscribed and you haven't click the bell, ring the bell that's down below. What that will do is it'll turn your notifications on, okay? So even if you've subscribed but you never click the bell, do so now. You'll get an email when the new videos come out. So you'll be able to click right from your email, right to the video. You get those notifications, so you have the ability to watch my videos in your free time, so you don't have to come back and search or try to find me. You'll get those notifications as the new content is released. So definitely a cool opportunity. The other thing is, if you're on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. We have a lot of cool things. This is where a lot of the pictures show up. I know a picture of this turned up a day or so before the build video came out. So there's an opportunity to see a little bit more about what's going on before it actually is released. So definitely a cool opportunity there. And then of course on Facebook is where we have a lot of our reviews. We have a really high ranking for our reviews because we turn out quality work. We're not after quantity work, we're after quality work. And that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of people that reach out to us to have the work done, because they send something in and at the end of the day, they know what they're getting back. So we've spent a lot of time fixing slides from some of the other companies. And the other companies do great work, but I think a lot of them are after set patterns and quantity work. They want to sell the same thing over and over and over again. What you're going to find out with me is not many of my projects are the over and over and over again kind of projects. A lot of them are the unique one-off individual builds. If you happen to have any kind of requests at all, feel free to shoot me a text. My phone number is at the end of each one of the videos. Feel free to go to the webpage. There is a contacts tab. Fill it out. Let me know what your project is. We're going to get that quote turned back out to you. We're going to kind of just let you know overall the time frame, what it's going to take to get that project done. We may actually even send you some pictures of some stuff that hasn't been released yet. Sometimes you guys are like, hey, have you worked on one of these? And I'll shoot you guys a picture and say, yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but we have worked on one of these. So there's an opportunity there to not only see something new, but also to figure out exactly how it fits your project plan. So definitely let me know if you guys need anything. Feel free to click on the video, and on one of these corners, we're gonna have a video of the frame build, okay? Click on that video, watch that content. There were some challenges there. Without a doubt, there were some struggles. And it's just new. You know, it's one of the things where no one else has done one of the frames before, so there's an opportunity to see something new, to see the process unfold as I kind of do the work. So it's definitely cool there overall. Very, very cool, something new and unique. As unique as the slide is, that's exactly how much the frame is as the steps that we're taking in order to achieve the end result. So definitely a cool opportunity there. Click on that, watch that video. I think you guys will enjoy that as well. If you guys need anything, let me know, and always stay learning, guys.